This boat was designed by Paul Gartside. It's a Yakina Bay 1 design. When I bought it, it came with two really nice oars. They have beautifully sculpted spoon blades with oak tips and oak sections that run the full length of the blades, sandwiched between what looks like spruce. I noticed a hairline crack along one of the blades caused by poor bonding between the spruce and one of the oak sections. I put a little pressure on the edge of the blade with my fingers and the bond failed. The blade edge separated. I'm not sure what kind of adhesive was used. Whatever it was, there's not enough of it on the wood to make a strong join. It's possible that clamps were over-tightened, which would have squeezed out the majority of the adhesive. Whatever the cause of the break, I've got to glue these pieces back together. I've got a couple of West System epoxy repair kits, and I've decided to use the G-Flex resin and hardener rather than the standard 105 resin and 205 hardener. G-Flex epoxy is available in two consistencies, 650 or 655. 655 is pre-thickened. 650 is unthickened and gives you the option to add thickener if you need to. I'm going with the 650 G-Flex system so I can ensure the wood is wetted out enough. And why G-Flex over the standard epoxy system? Because G-Flex is specifically designed for bonding dissimilar materials. I'll be bonding two different woods that contract and expand at different rates. G-Flex allows you to make structural bonds that absorb the stress of expansion, contraction, shock and vibration. Like other epoxies, G-Flex creates a tough, waterproof bond, but its special power is that it's flexible. I took off the old adhesive using a coarse P60 grit paper. After getting rid of the old adhesive, I did my first clean. West Systems recommend degreasing and cleaning with alcohol. I then sanded again, this time using P80 grit paper, recommended by West Systems to ensure a good bond. I then did a final clean-up with alcohol before applying epoxy. The resin and hardener should be mixed at a ratio of 1:1 by volume. This will give you a pot life of 45 minutes, working time of 75 minutes, and cure time of 3 to 4 hours. You'll need to wait 24 hours for a full cure. No need for a measuring cup on this occasion because the clear bottles let you see exactly how much you're using by volume. Make sure you mix the resin and hardener really well. And make sure that are heavily saturated all surfaces to be bonded. G-Flex had a really thick consistency, so there was no need to thicken it with the white microfibers you can see in the pot on the workbench. The trickiest part of the operation was getting the two pieces of wood back together without squeezing epoxy all over the place. I held the wood together with elastic bands while I tidied up the epoxy. I clamped everything together and waited for the epoxy to cure. "24 hours later, I cleaned with alcohol, smoothed off the epoxy with P180 grit sandpaper, and cleaned again. I'm pretty pleased with the results. The join is as tough as old boots. In the next video, I'll cover why I decided to varnish the blade half of the oar and oil the rest of it.